the M4A4. The thing you drop when you find an AK on the ground, and the thing that your teammates say that they absolutely do not want, and do you have an A1S? It's kind of like the Pepsi of Counter-Strike rifles, where Pepsi's slogan is, sorry, we don't have Coke, is Pepsi okay? Where if you're dropping somebody an M4A4, they ask why you didn't drop them an A1S. But regardless, we're going to be seeing what your M4 skin says about you. They've all got a lot of personality, mostly, so we'll see what we're going to be doing here, and take a look at what those skins say about you, me, and the guy behind the tree over there. Alright, first off, we got the M4A4 Magnesium. Now, it's a blue M4 skin, but this thing's got some class to it. If you're rocking an M4A4 Magnesium, you're not necessarily a skin enjoyer. You've probably got maybe a $12 inventory, which is no big deal, but you've got some class. You know what looks good. There are reds that look worse than the M4A4 Magnesium, which we'll get into in a moment. But those flames on the side, that little maroon color, you're classy if you rock the M4 Magnesium. The Magnesium Marauder. So I would stay with the M4 Magnesium if you're rocking it. There's nothing alarming about it. I can't say any M4 Magnesium player I've come across has been particularly great, but I think you could get a lot done with that skin. Going through a huge string of auraless skins. Welcome to the lineup Buzzkill. Nothing really particularly great about you. If you were a purple, I wouldn't be happy. Again, another pretentious saying. You don't have to write the skin name on the fucking skin. Buzzkill, M4A4. It's almost cringy. Actually, no, it is cringy. It's almost pretentious. Like, I understand that I'm looking at a military grade. Yeah, I know. I'm the military holding it up. You don't need to tell me that it's military grade, okay? If you're a bullet rain enjoyer, you might be 50. Maybe you're Sergeant Johnson from Halo. I don't know. This looks like something he would rock. Actually, no. He wouldn't rock that. He would rock something else. But literally nobody likes the skin. You don't exist if you're a big fan of the bullet rain. Battlestar, just another auraless skin. This looks like they got the color palette of like a tank and just like threw it on there. This would be a blue nowadays, but somehow it's a red. So good job to whoever somehow managed to put this in the game. You made a blue skin and got a red tier quality out of it. Pretty impressive, honestly. GG. Maybe purple. I'll cut you some slack. Maybe purple. If you're a converter enjoyer, you're a certified broke boy. The only reason people use this is to make the fake Howl sticker crafts. There's something wrong with you. It doesn't even have swag without it. I like the colors, but this just hexagon pattern. I really like the hexagons. Down at Valve. Wait, is this a hexagon? Yeah, it's a hexagon, I think. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's a hexagon. Got that right. Certified broke boy. Do not buy the Pokemon cookies if you are a converter enjoyer. You can't afford them anyway. Can't afford a Howl. Stay broke. Coming up on the Coalition, the M4 skin that literally everybody forgot about, including the people that have it in their inventory. Again, this is one of those skins where I'm not sure I know anybody who would say that this is their favorite. It's got some weird purple freak shit on the, by the stock and by the site, and even by at the end of the site, the pointy boy at the end there. I don't know anybody who would freak out over this. If you're a big fan of the Royal Coalition, you love Rome, because the royal color in Rome is purple, and that purple just sticks out like a sore thumb. You got to be an idiot to like the Royal Coalition over every other M4 skin. That's all I'm going to say. Everybody knows what I'm going to say about the Temu cow. Before I even say it, it's a weeb gun. There's probably about 5 people who legitimately quit the game the moment they saw this come out. A lot of Counter-Strike players are weebs, but there's a lot that really do not like him, period. And I know this rattles a lot of people's bones, but also makes a lot of people happy. If you're a Temu cow enjoyer, I don't know, you watch some freak-ass anime shit. I'm not even a disliker of anime. I actually watch a lot of anime, but the Temu cow is just a little bit too much. I'm not going into the battle with a anime CT girl on my gun. You got me fucked up if you're gonna catch me in that. You watch a lot of isekais if you're into the Temuka, which is a bad thing. Zerka is something Sergeant Johnson would use 100%. This is a solid skin. Another one of those that is way too expensive for what it actually is. You are definitely in Unk status if you're rocking the Zerka. This thing came out 2013. In the Bravo case, it's a purple in there, which means that it's very expensive right now. And you got to get it in a pretty low float for it to look decent, or else it looks super fucked up. But there's some charm to that, I'm not going to lie. You're a war-hardened veteran if you're rocking around with the Zerka. Or Sergeant Johnson, like I said, maybe you're a UNSC Marine. There's a lot of personality with the Zerka, with even though how much little it actually brings to the table. So big ups to the Zerka tribe. Coming up to the X-Ray. The X-Ray's got a huge history. Historically a very cheap skin. Actually kind of skyrocketed in price a few weeks ago, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't care enough to check if I'm actually right. Just pretend that I am. That makes it a lot easier for me. You got some absolute soldiers out here with the X-Ray. I feel kind of bad because looking at the X-Ray, you know, imagine if this skin was made today with what they could do with, you know, the dynamic mapping or whatever, the normal mapping of the skin. You know, what you could do with the X-Ray. It would actually look probably super sick. But unfortunately, we're stuck with the old one. But, you know, not all is lost. It's still a classic skin. You got a super soldier coming your way straight from Boostmeister over here. Olaf Pass Enjoyer here if you got the M4A4 X-Ray. This dude's at least 50 years old if he's rocking the X-Ray. You got to watch out for this guy. He knows every angle on any map, as long as it's not Anubis or Ancient. Okay, so watch out for this guy. A Turbine Enjoyer is just a glorified Subway Surfer kid. Everybody knows the only reason they're using it is because they like seeing the glowing thing every time they shoot. They're actually not even looking at the game or the players that they're trying to shoot when they're, you know, shooting people in the game. They're actually busy staring at the little glow that comes by every time, you know, the shell ejects out from the side of the weapon. If you use the Turbine, you have fidget spinner. If you use the Turbine, you watch videos with Subway Surfers at the top, as Stewie Griffin talks to you and asks you to name your favorite anime character. I mean, you got some serious problems ahead of you. Tooth Fairy's a sleeper skin. This is one of those skins where you're either just like Turbo Giga Chad Swag Lord if you're using the Tooth Fairy, or you're like a chain smoking welder out of Indiana. The Tooth Fairy attracts a lot of different people. One, because it's cheap, but two, because you know, a lot of different type of people like this stuff. I know a lot of people that rock the Tooth Fairy, and they're anywhere from what I just said, you know, an absolute Giga Chad Stomper or a chain smoking welder from Indiana. So, you know, big ups to my Tooth Fairy regulators. Yeah. Spider Lily is almost like a alternative Poly Soup Enjoyer, except, you know, early on, because it came out before that. It doesn't have the new M4A4 model kind of hindering it down. If you fuck with the Spider Lily, you fucking love succulents. You got like 20 of them in your room. If you mess with the Spider Lily, you love aquariums. I mean, this is a clean skin. I'm gonna be honest, I wish I had one a little bit, okay? It's not better than the Dragon King. Not even close, just letting you know. But it's a solid skin. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit ya. Definitely better than the Polymag or the Polysoup. But, you know, not to drag down their names. You know, not everybody can be the Spider Lily, okay? Looking at the Sheet Lightning, I don't know a single person who would say that this is their favorite M4A4 skin. If this is your favorite M4A4 skin, you might be, what's that guy's name? Lester Holt. On NBC, because, you know, it's got lightning on it. He does the news, the weather. Yeah, I don't even actually think he does the weather. I'm pretty sure he's exclusively news. But yeah, no, you're just a weatherman if you like this shit. Also, the most pretentious thing I hate about these skins is that when they put something obvious and like quirky on the skin in letter, like they type something out. Flash, I know it's Flash. There's fucking lightning. What are you telling me? The Green Energy has this shit, and it puts it in this stupid pink text. It says Bolt at the bottom right too, and it pisses me off. That's not even an M4 skin. I'm going off the rails, dude. If you meet somebody who says they're a Sheet Lightning Enjoyer, they're not a real person. So it's a clanker, okay? So just relax. If you're a Royal Paladin enjoyer, walking into, you know, Mirage Dust 2 Inferno wearing Louis Vuitton. It's a classy skin, it's got nice colors, it looks expensive. But the problem is that it isn't, and it doesn't really look good. Just like a lot of the outfits that's high fashion deems to be $5,000. They don't actually look good. They're kind of just show outfits. Not particularly great. Definitely not worth the price. Though the Royal Paladin's actually kind of slashed in terms of value. At least I would have to imagine it would be. Literally just Louis Vuitton models are walking around with the Royal Paladin. So they're probably not good at the game. They're too busy trying to figure out how to put this shit on. So the red DD patch, just a classic. I mean, there's not too much swag about it. It's not unique at all. If you got a red DD pack coming at you, this guy's definitely a hardened veteran in the game. This is kind of the same situation that you'll see with the radiation hazard that I mentioned earlier or before. I don't know which order I'm gonna put this stuff in, but you know, you come through, you're peeking a dude long, and you notice he has a red DD pat. You're not making it out of that fight alive. It's just drop your weapon. Coming up next, we got a old school type of skin, the radiation hazard. If you see somebody coming in your match and rocking the radiation hazard, you're either up against Get Right or just an absolute pub stomper. Even if you got an AK, you understand that when you see an M4A4 radiation hazard, you do not have the upper hand. You are coming up against a hardened veteran. Stay away from these guys. They're freaks. The Poseidon classic skin. Out of all the skins in that collection, this is one I would actually change the rarity up from pink to red. The Op Medusa is definitely not a better skin than the Poseidon. If you're a Poseidon enjoyer, you have a lot of hair. It is bulging out of your face and everywhere else. It's a little bit disgusting. But a lot of manliness to the Poseidon. It's got cool colors. It looks cool. It's got an old ass Poseidon just fucking up the fish. I don't know why he's fighting the fish. He should be able to control him. Doesn't really make sense. There's some lore inaccuracies with the Poseidon we might need to address. But regardless, good players. Definitely a bunch of Oilers as cash traders and or scammers rocking this skin. GG. Shout out to all my Poseidon players. Okay, GG. Another Pauly skin we have here. Actually, one of my favorites to come out recently in terms of M4A4 skins. If you're a Pauly soup enjoyer, you play the game at internet cafes. This is you right now. If you're a Pauly soup enjoyer, you put plants inside of your PC case like a fucking weirdo. If you're a Pauly soup enjoyer, you play Balatro, which is good game. But there's just something a little hipster, something a little, you know, you're like, if somebody asks you, you know, what your favorite music is, you go, oh, you probably never heard of it. It's contemporary indie radical rock or something. You're saying something really fucking out there, a little bit on the line, teetering on the line of being pretentious. But you know, I'm a big fan of the Pauly soup enjoyers and the players, though. I'm gonna be honest, you come across a Pauly soup user, I'm gonna immediately turn them down a little bit. Okay, they're a little bit obnoxious, but good players. Polymag is a skin for, you know, the everyman. It's cheap and actually looks pretty good for what it is. Does a lot better than even some more expensive skins like the Desert Strike. If you're a Polymag enjoyer, you go to Home Depot, and when the dude asks you if you need any help, you laugh at him and say as ever, and then you grab the flatbed dolly and you just fucking skirt along because you're like 40 years old. Okay, if you're rocking the Polymag, which isn't bad. There's some swag to having that unk status, having that handyman feel. Good skin, and good players. We got the Neo Noir, and I don't know what it is about this skin. If I'm rolling through it, like, I like the colors, I like, you know, everything on it, but just when it's actually put together, put on the A4, I'm really just not a big fan. If you're an M4A4 Neo Noir enjoyer, or just any Neo Noir, as a matter of fact, you are sleeping to the sounds of, like, you know, night driving through Tokyo ASMR. You're listening to, you know, Tokyo Shibuya District, you know, 12 a.m. ASMR, where you're just completely encapsulated by this, like, weeb culture. I don't even know. It's weird because they're all weebs. Everyone that rocks the skin, they're all giga weebs. But the skin, like the girl on the skin, isn't even really like anime wise. So I don't understand why that is. Every time you see a Neo Noir enjoyer, they're big anime fans. Probably chain smoking cigs, messing with the Honda Civic. I don't really know what to say about Neo Noir enjoyers other than, you know, what I already did. These guys might be a cult or something. I'm not sure. I would stay away from these guys. Here again, we got the modern hunter. Kind of just a classic weapon with a lot of really stupid history. Terrible looking, but apparently expensive. I remember this. It was a revolutionary skin back in the day for whatever reason. I remember watching a modern hunter pattern video, just thinking that these guys are idiots, and admittedly they were. If you're a modern hunter enjoyer, you love Duck Dynasty. In fact, you might actually just be Duck Dynasty. You might be one of them, you know, out in fucking Canada or whatever the hell they are. They might be in like Louisiana or something, or the swamp with the waterbenders. I'm not really sure where Duck Dynasty took place. You're a certified schizo, mental patient. If you're using the modern hunter, you're still holding on to these 2015 pattern videos. Like, no, bro, I got the fucking 12 twig pattern, bro. Like, or the fucking Canada leaf pattern. Like, no one cares, dude. You're an idiot. Just sell the skin and buy something cool with it. Honestly, getting anybody to buy it is a miracle. Living Color's got a lot of color to it, but this is also one of those that you never see anybody use. Not because it's, you know, uncommon or anything. There's lots of these rolling around, but why the hell would you use this skin? It gets a little bit of swag for being as obnoxious as it is. It's not my least favorite M4 skin. It's got MF Doom right on the top. If you like the Living Color, you like MF Doom, I guess. There's not really much else to say about this skin and its users. All four of them are crept in whatever hole they can. They're probably still reeling over his passing. So rest in peace, MF Doom, and the four people that used his Counter-Strike skin, I guess. Immediately running it back, we have the Howl. A lot of lore to this weapon. Probably the most well-known M4 skin in the game. The only contraband weapon that we have in the game. If you rock this, you might actually... honestly, this is just another Oiler situation. If you use the M4 Howl, you're a pro player, or you're the Chinese dudes giving it to the pro players, or a random dude that has it sitting in his Steam inventory and he hasn't logged on in 7 years. You know, everybody has to stop and take a second look when they see a Howl, so that's when you know you got something good. Hats up to my Howl hobbylators. I don't really even know what to say about the Hellish. The Hellish is kind of like... Hellish is like a redneck guy. He's in the truck. He's the guys from this video. He's not the one driving or the one on the left. He's the big boy rolling in the back. This guy hops, you know, after, you know, a quick DUI, comes home and, you know, hops onto CS2 and drops 2 and 12 first half with the Hellfire. You know, no body armor, no head armor, obviously, if he's got no body armor. This guy's an idiot, doesn't flash out anything, he W keys into everything, blames everybody else. You need to run once you see a Hellish enjoyer. And if he's on your team, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hellfire's a little cheeky Johnson you can get. Well, you can't really get it. It's way too expensive. Not way too expensive. Not a lot of these guys out there. I really like the little Busta bottom right of the body. He looks very cool. I don't really like the text, though. I wish we could do something else with the white. Maybe he's holding up like a spear or something. I don't know. If you see a Hellish user, they're not real. You are a schizo, actually. If you see a Hellish user, that doesn't say anything about them because they're not real. It says something about you and that you need to go see a doctor pronto. Get the hell out of here. Listen, I'll just say, if you're a Griffin enjoyer, you're one of those hype beast Supreme kids. You're a fake Bitcoin millionaire. Listen, people thought this skin was gonna get contraband after it got found out that it used copyrighted material without consent, and everybody just decided to just ramp the prices up and, you know, keep buying the Griffins because they thought it was going to become the next contraband, because that makes sense apparently. Luckily, Valve decided to fuck everybody over that did that and not reward copyright infringement. So if you have a Griffin, you're kind of an idiot. You're guaranteed like a fucking pseudo investor from back then. I mean, there's something wrong with you if you got the Griffin, man. I'm gonna need you. You look like this. If you're using the Griffin, okay, you gotta get some sun, go outside. You're a turbo hype beast. You watch Supreme. You got the Supreme crowbar, the Supreme brick. There's something wrong with you, okay? Get out of my sight. We got the Eye of Horus, also known as a waste of money. This skin doesn't look bad by any means at all. Trust me, don't get me wrong there. But this skin is just not worth the money. If you have this skin, you're either a crypto billionaire or Cleopatra. If you have this skin, you should be King Tut. Otherwise, I don't know why you would have it. There's lots of skins that look better than it, that are way cheaper. If you're trying to open the skin, you're probably an idiot. You're probably the person that built the pyramids rather than the ones that went inside of them. You got something seriously wrong with you. If you're not an oiler and have an Eye of Horus. You might be 12 with your mom's credit card if you have an Eye of Horus. That's all I'm going to say. There's not a lot of aura-less skins for the M4A4. Well, actually, there is a decent bit. But not too many pinks or purples were. But the Evil Daimo, it's a clean skin, but it just doesn't really say anything. It's kind of just like a red and black and gray cybersecurity. It doesn't have as much of a negative stigma in my mind. It's an alright skin. There's just nothing really to say about it. You're an Evil Daimo user. Your name is Spruce Moose. So my brother used it, and that's his online moniker. So if you see Spruce Moose in your CS2 lobby, watch out, because he's pulling the Evil Daimo on your ass and maybe landing a few shots down A mid, A long. Jesus. Next up, we got the Etch Lord. You know what? You love it. It's the Emperor. This is a very clean skin, and you know, you can find this basically in every match as long as it's not a full squad of M4A1S. But I mean, you can't go wrong with the Emperor. The problem is that too many people use it, to where most of the people that are actually rocking the Emperor are terrible. You get an Emperor dropped, it's better than in your hands than the person who actually bought the skin to have it. I've never come across a player that uses Emperor that's not been terrible on my team, or bottom frag, or A, B, C, or D. You know, whatever negative term you can associate with them, they're doing it. You know, these Emperor users need to be reined in. They need to be taught. You know, send them back to boot camp. Maybe get them on Simple's training sessions that he was running like 2 years ago. I don't remember. I don't even know what happened with that. But yeah, you don't want an Emperor user on your team. But let me tell you, it's a good ass skin. Dragon King's just a classic. I mean, it's my personal M4 of choice. This is maybe my favorite skin for the M4 in the game. The colors are just amazing. You can't find a lot of those blues, a lot of those weird purples, a lot of those oranges on a lot of other M4 skins, or even skins in the game in general. If you rock the M4, I mean, I rock it, so I can't sit here and say that, you know, it's bad. I don't want to toot my own horn, but you're slaying out in the Dust 2 lobbies and the Mirage lobbies. Not so much the Inferno. I'm not too great at that, but yeah, no. You might be a member of the Yakuza if you are a Dragon King enjoyer. You might have some gang-related activity going on your record, but you know, we don't judge that here in the CS community. Even sometimes we actually congratulate. Good ups to all my Dragon King enjoyers here. Desolate Space is just another classic M4A4 skin. If you're a big fan of the Desolate Space, you really like the Sands of Time dungeon in World of Warcraft. If you like the Desolate Space, you're actually just a scientist. If you like the Desolate Space, I don't know. I mean, everybody likes Desolate Space. As far as I'm aware, everybody just universally loves this skin. It's tough to say anything about a Desolate Space user because they walk, you know, so many different types of life forms are walking with the Desolate Space. So you know, just keep your eyes peeled. This is kind of a slippery breed of individual here. Though I will say for sure, all of them have good style. That's 100%. I don't think we're doing tiers in this video, but if I had to, Desert Strike would be at the absolute bottom. There is no amount of aura that you can have that can make up for the fact of you pulling up to A long with a Desert Strike. You got something fucked up. There are blues with the same color palette that not only do it better, are less expensive, and aren't a red. Also, best M4A4 skin was replaced by this. You've got negative aura if you walk up to a fight with the Desert Strike. There's something severely wrong with you. Often forgot about skin, except from the most esteemed of collectors. Never really see this guy around nowadays. If you're a big Daybreak fan, you love Dragon Ball, you're a big Goku guy, that's really all I can say about this skin. It's kind of just like a unicorn. You're never gonna find them. They don't exist. You got some good taste if you're into the Daybreak. You also might be a Super Saiyan, but we won't talk about that. Got the cybersecurity. Yes, I also forgot this skin was in the game. Another weeb skin. It's got some letters on it that aren't American, so I mean, who cares? Am I right? But there was something weird about this skin, and I figured out what it is. Like you see the color palette of the skin, and this will be the color palette of like one of those like gacha anime games you'll get on TikTok, where there's like a half naked girl just like hitting the gritty, and the cybersecurity is the background, like not the actual gun, but like the color palette and everything, the stripes. It's all inside of those ads. I even found one that had the exact same color palette the moment I searched it up. I did one Google search and I got it. So if you're a cybersecurity, you got something majorly wrong with you. You need to take a. This is literally you, cybersecurity users in the ad right now. There's something wrong with you, man. I don't know what to say. Got the Bullet Rain, another just skin you don't really see used. It's not particularly expensive. I don't for a very long time it was actually very cheap. Missed opportunity. Whoever made the skin. The dude you have on the stock, put him on the middle of the screen instead of this stupid cloud, okay? Like, you can keep the cloud there, but maybe have this guy peeking out of the cloud, dude. It would look so much better. Who cares if he's on the stock? Have him peeking out of the cloud just like vomiting bullets on everybody, okay? That would look way cooler. So if you do, all four of you, maybe, you know, I'm just kind of ballparking that number. You got good taste. I can't imagine you're particularly good. You might be Turbo Unk status if you're out here using the Bullet Rain. The Apex Asimov Angels. I mean, listen, as far as skins goes, this is one of the best. I know I didn't put a field test in one. They can't be this clean. But honestly, the rust that you get with like the actual field tested ones, like the scuffs, kind of give it a lot of character. It's like you picked up an artifact from like a long lost civilization, but they were technologically advanced more than you could even think. Like, this is what it would look like. These look like Malawan weapons from Borderlands 2. These things look sick. If you're a Asimov enjoyer, hats off to you. Almost all of them look great, except the AK, and in my opinion, the P90. But listen, hey, you know, you can't win all of them. 3 out of 5, whatever. Great skin. It's got a lot of aura to it. You rock through, you see a Asimov user. It's not as bad as the radiation hazard, but you know you're about to get dinked for, you know, 98. Okay, it's gonna be a bad situation for you. Okay, all right. And in case you saw that I omitted a few skins and were wondering why I wasn't talking about them, here are the skins I omitted. I had literally nothing to say about them. I thought about it for a while. There was just absolutely just zero mentioning of these skins because of the fact they're just that forgetful. No one cares. I really tried. I really did, but I just really couldn't get anything to stick in regards to those skins. So sorry.
Like and subscribe. Buy my merch.
Eat my shorts.